SRC Watch Repair, where every mistake becomes part of the lesson. Today's video is a little different. Normally I take watches apart and try to figure out what's gone wrong within the movement. Today I'm staying outside. Two reasons for that. One, we're working on the watch crystal, trying to get rid of the scratches, trying to make it a little bit better. And two, because I couldn't even open the back to get the movement out yet. So that's why we're just staying outside. The crystal's seen better days. It's covered in scratches, definitely lost its shine. Very dull look to it. Looks like somebody's had a go at it before, but it's really not up to standard. Now, there's proper watch professional products designed to polish watch crystals, but when you're just getting started with watch repair, buying the specialist equipment for every single job just soon gets very expensive. One thing I've learned during this hobby is that costs add up very quickly. So instead of spending a fortune straight away, I thought I'd see what happens when I start with some cheaper alternatives. Everything I'm using today came from Temu. We've got polishing sticks, different grades of sandpaper, and some scratch repair paste. Now I have absolutely no idea whether any of this is actually any good. It could be brilliant or it could be rubbish. Either way, we're about to find out. Before I start, let's have a proper look at what we're working with here. You can see that the watch itself is very scratched, very tarnished, does not look good. The light obviously makes it even stronger. There's a lot of scratches, but there's enough of them to make it look very, very worn. If I can prove this without replacing the crystal, I'd be very happy. Would definitely make it cheaper. I don't mind putting a little bit of work in just to learn a new skill. So these are the polishing sticks I got from Temu. Just came in a bag, very cheap. I think they're only about £3 something. Definitely not going to break the bank on that one. Here, if I just sort of break them out and have a look at them, different grades of all. They do feel, you can feel the coarseness on them. Big worry is how long are they going to last for? I can see these most likely just being a one-use item. Once you've worn them down, that's it, they're done. So, I mean, will that £3 add up if you wanted to keep doing it to multiple watches? Probably. The first step feels wrong if you don't know what you're doing with it, but it's actually sanding the crystal with a very coarse sandpaper. From what I've read, you want to be as coarse as you can be because you want the scratches you put into the watch to be around about the same sizes as the ones that are in, and then when you work down the grades, you then slowly make the scratches smaller and smaller till they eventually disappear. Once I started sanding it, obviously it became very, very cloudy, very quick, which also is meant to happen at this point. So it makes it look far worse than it did at the start, but that's the way you started, and as you move on, it gets better and better. Apparently, we're going to find out. Just different grades of sandpaper I've got. Just as I want to slowly work through them to become down to the finer and finer one that hopefully it doesn't leave any scratches behind. After I've done all that, and sort of between grades, I'm trying to use some of the polishing sticks. When I'm finished a particular sanding on one grade, I'll move to the polishing stick. I'll move back. Really wasn't sure what the best order to do it was. I was just trying to sort of get a sense of what I needed to do, but there was no point in using the polishing sticks until the very end if I was, as the grades on those matched the sandpaper. So there was no point in going back to a coarser polishing stick if I'd gone further down the sandpaper. So what we've got here is a little snapshot for 3 different stages in the sanding sort of program as we got through them. From the left to the right, going coarser to finer. You can see small improvements along the way. Definitely works. Could it be better? Could it be better? Yes. Definitely need more time on it. So following this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little montage of my little sped up sanding. Play a little music behind it. Once we get to the end, we'll have another discussion. Tell you what my thoughts are. Tell you what I feel.
Another watch upon the bench, another story in my hands. Every gear, every tiny spring teaches me to understand. Step by step, day by day, learning more along the way. Every watch teaches me something, every tick keeps pulling me on. One more lesson, one more victory, one more chance to carry on. Time keeps moving, so do I, reaching for the reason. tests my heart and skill. Piece by piece the puzzle's clear. Every repair brings me here. Every watch teaches me something. Every tick keeps pulling me on. One more lesson, one more victory, one more chance to carry on. Time keeps moving, so do I. Reaching for the reason why. One more lesson, one more victory, one more chance to carry on. Time keeps moving, so do I. Every tick writes a new page. I'm chasing more than perfect timing. I'm learning with every
After that, we moved on to the scratch remover. I've had this for a while. I got this off Temu quite a while ago. It was just an impulse buy after I was buying a few other things, and I got with it. So there is a little bit missing while I've been playing around with it, but I never really did it seriously. I was just messing with it. So now at the end, we'll try this. We'll see if it makes anything any better. See if it just sort of finishes off. See how it gets us. And we'll have a little compare to the start. I'd say one of my big failings while doing this is time. I don't know how long I'm supposed to spend on any one bit. I suppose I'll get that through experience. So even this little scratch removal paste, I do it for a while, but again, I don't know. Am I supposed to do it for a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes? So results may vary depending on effort I put in. Next time, obviously, I might spend a lot more time doing it. But each one of these is a learning experience. Right, the moment of truth. So let's see whether all this effort has actually made any difference. I have to admit, I am surprised that it looks a lot better. Let's say for a distance, the cloudiness is gone. Just to wear it on your wrist, it definitely looks all right. You can't really tell. However, on the close-up inspection, at a deep dive on the macro lens, you can see that it's still full of scratches. What I'm thinking of here is I probably should have spent a lot more time on the coarser grades, or maybe gone even coarser, just to get those scratches out. I think once I'd moved on to the finer grades, those scratches were never going to come out, as the grade was just too small, too fine, and it wouldn't have taken them away. So the verdict: would I recommend buying cheap polishing supplies from Temu? Honestly, I think it depends. If you're just getting into watch repair, or if you're like me and you don't want to spend a fortune before you know what you're really doing, and before you really want to know how deep you want to go down the rabbit hole with this hobby, I think it's a reasonable place to start. They're not a replacement for the real deal or anything like that. As long as you're not working on any really high-end movements, if you're just messing around with the entry-level things like I am, I don't think this matters. I think you could get the job done with this. The only thing that I would actually invest in a little bit more would have been time. I would have spent a lot longer with the different grades. I would have spent a lot longer actually dressing them down and getting them where they want. But of course, this is a lesson I've learned from this first attempt. So if you've ever used any of these cheap polishing tricks, I'd generally like to know what your thoughts of them are. Did you feel they were worth the money, or do you think it's worth to save up and buy something a bit better, or should I just go straight for the crystal replacement? Of course, for that I'll have to buy a tool to do that, but I mean, if that's the way that it's best to go, that's probably where I'll end up heading. If there's any other cheap watchmaking tools that we need to put to the test, let us know. I don't mind if it'll get me a little bit of knowledge along the way as well. No problem doing a little bit of an experiment. So thank you for watching, and remember, every mistake becomes part of the lesson.